The American Civil War, a brutal conflict that tore the nation apart, stemmed from deep-seated tensions. At the heart of the issue was slavery, a system that enriched the South while igniting moral outrage in the North. Southern states, heavily reliant on slave labor for their agricultural economies, fiercely defended their right to own slaves. They argued for states' rights, believing that individual states should hold power over federal dictates. Abolitionists in the North vehemently condemned slavery as a moral abomination. They argued for its immediate abolishment, citing the inherent equality of all humans. The debate over slavery intensified with each passing year, driving a wedge between the North and South. Political compromises failed to bridge the chasm, and tensions reached a boiling point with the election of Abraham Lincoln in 1860. Lincoln, a staunch opponent of slavery's expansion, represented the growing anti-slavery sentiment in the North. His election sent shockwaves through the South. Southern states, fearing that Lincoln's administration would threaten their way of life, began to secede from the Union. In their eyes, secession was a necessary act of self-preservation, a defense of their economic interests and cultural identity. The secession of the Southern states marked the beginning of the American Civil War. The nation, once united under the banner of liberty, was now fractured, divided by irreconcilable differences over slavery and the balance of power between the states and the federal government. The stage was set for a bloody conflict that would test the very fabric of American democracy. The American Civil War was a brutal conflict, characterized by large-scale battles and innovative military strategies. The North, with its industrial might and larger population, held a distinct advantage in resources. The South, however, boasted a strong military tradition and a fiercely independent spirit. The Confederate Army, led by skilled tacticians like Robert E. Lee, proved to be a formidable foe. The Battle of Gettysburg, fought in July 1863, stands as a turning point in the war. This three-day engagement, marked by intense fighting and heavy casualties on both sides, crippled the Confederacy's offensive capabilities. The Union victory at Gettysburg dealt a severe blow to Southern morale and marked a turning point in the war. The Battle of Antietam, fought in September 1862, was the bloodiest single-day battle in American history. The Union's strategy focused on blockading Southern ports to cripple their economy and dividing the Confederacy by gaining control of the Mississippi River. This strategy, known as the Anaconda Plan, aimed to squeeze the life out of the Confederacy. The South, on the other hand, employed a defensive strategy, hoping to wear down the Union's resolve and secure recognition from foreign powers. The Civil War witnessed the emergence of new military technologies and tactics. The use of railroads for troop movement, the telegraph for communication, and the widespread deployment of rifled muskets revolutionized warfare. Ironclad warships such as the USS Monitor and the CSS Virginia engaged in a revolutionary naval battle, heralding a new era of naval warfare. The Civil War, in many ways, served as a testing ground for modern military strategies and technologies. The American Civil War brought forth leaders of unwavering conviction and remarkable resilience. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, guided the nation through its darkest hour. Lincoln, a man of deep moral conviction and unwavering resolve, held the Union together despite immense pressure. His Emancipation Proclamation, issued in 1863, declared the freedom of slaves in Confederate territories, transforming the war into a fight for human liberation. Ulysses S. Grant, a determined and resourceful general, emerged as the Union's leading military strategist. Grant's relentless pursuit of victory, exemplified by his campaigns in the Western Theater and his eventual siege of Vicksburg, proved instrumental in the Union's triumph. His leadership inspired Union troops and instilled in them a belief in the righteousness of their cause. On the Confederate side, Robert E. Lee stood as a symbol of Southern resistance. A brilliant military tactician, Lee earned the respect of his troops and struck fear into the hearts of his enemies. His victories in the early years of the war solidified his reputation as a military genius. Despite facing overwhelming odds, Lee's unwavering commitment to the Confederacy inspired his troops to fight with unmatched ferocity. These leaders, each embodying the ideals of their respective sides, left an indelible mark on American history. Their decisions and actions shaped the course of the war and continue to influence the nation's political and social landscape to this day. The American Civil War, a watershed moment in American history, left an enduring legacy. The Union's victory preserved the nation and abolished the institution of slavery, forever altering the social and political fabric of the United States. The war also led to the expansion of federal power and the strengthening of national identity. The principles of liberty and equality, enshrined in the Declaration of Independence, took on a new meaning. The war's impact extended far beyond the battlefield. It spurred industrialization in the North, transforming the nation into an economic powerhouse. The Reconstruction era, which followed the war, aimed to rebuild the South and integrate formerly enslaved people into society. However, the process of reconciliation proved to be long and arduous, marked by social upheaval and political resistance. The Civil War's legacy continues to shape modern America. Debates about race, equality, and the role of government remain intertwined with the war's memory. Monuments and battlefields serve as solemn reminders of the sacrifices made and the lessons learned. The Civil War, a tragic chapter in American history, serves as a reminder of the fragility of democracy and the importance of preserving the ideals of liberty and justice for all.